Okay, let's start this meeting, guys. What's this meeting about? What are we doing here?
Figuring out what the heck we're doing with Season 2.
Okay, first and foremost,
Kyle?
are we in our channel? Okay, I'm gonna post a screenshot of something that's hilarious to kick this off with, and no one can say any of it on live stream, okay? Just, but,
I'm about to say right now.
let me post this. Actually, I don't even know where I screen capped something that was hilarious, but never mind. Anyway, as we can see, we've got RoE people. Hey, look at that. I imagine that was Kai that changed all of your names for you. So everyone say thank you to Kai.
For what happened?
Thank you. Good job. Woohoo.
What'd she do?
No.
Changed your name.
She changed your lazy ass's names. She can do that as an admin, apparently. So.
Good
Go
job.
on,
That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
they changed it on what? I didn't even know this.
Just your nickname for this server. She can manipulate it into our favor. So you guys are all in the proper things now.
Oh,
so that's
thanks.
important.
Thanks, Cryo.
Thanks, Craig.
Okay, can we bask in the glory of my farms for 1 second? Okay. Just this is my moment of vanity, okay? So go to the Discord and look. We got TTT Bath House, TTT Brothel, TTT Cat House, TTT Knock Shop, TTT House of Ill Repute, TTT Bordello, TTT Creep Joint. That's my favorite, honestly. That's my favorite. that's
mine for
Is that
sure.
not money? So where these all names came from was synonyms of brothel, according to Google. And so creep joint is a synonym of a brothel. Isn't that the greatest thing you've ever heard?
That's awesome.
I thought you were going to do Knock and Shop.
It's too long. I tried. It's too long, so I got knock shop.
Knock
I
Shop.
had to short it down. And then these are the big boy farms here that, and Chimera, sorry. He's not a farm. Sorry, Chimera. If you ever see this, you're not a farm. You're just not with us at the moment. So
You're a farm, buddy.
you're a farm, buddy. You will be farmed till you get your ass back here. No, so basically, if you see how do you like all my little mines here? I've been mining for the past day. Got my own little corner of the map. Basically, I was just securing our spot for our AC1 here, and I will continue to spread out with these mines here, just in case one of these fantastic statesmen of 341 decides to pull a fast one on us and take a top corner here.
Assholes.
Oh my goodness, dude.
behave.
My boy is literally stripping down to butt naked right here beside me, screaming that he can't take his shoes off. So give me 1 second, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll be right back.
CORCAT.
I'll be right back.
Duct tape. Fixes everything.
What's up, CORCAT?
Hey guys, how's it going?
What's up, sexy bitch?
Not much. Early in the morning here, just doing lots of prep work.
Sipping the coffee already, or what?
Not quite yet, but will be soon.
Yeah.
If the sun starts coming up, I will be.
Oh,
What's
it's the wrong order for.
Yeah, I know, right? I know, I should be sleeping now. But it's pretty hectic. Just getting everyone organised.
Yeah,
Sleeping's
absolutely.
overrated.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly. What's happening? What's happening? I just saw everyone online. I was just going to pop over and just say hi before I go to bed. What's happening?
Brother's gonna just kind of talk about some.
RoC Strategy, so you can come and kill us again.
Yeah,
We might
invited all of our state people to see if we could coordinate some
collaboration.
stuff.
And-
Yeah.
And as you can
Nice.
see, CORCAT, there's only TTT and
TT.
RoG here. So there you go. Welcome to 341, everyone.
The state that keeps on giving.
How are you doing, good sir?
Oh, good mate, good mate. I just saw you online. I just wanted to ask you one question. We're just doing a bit of planning and all that sort of stuff.
Nope.
Do you remember what the Alliance Centre costs were to put the Alliance Centre buildings down?
So It depends how close they are to the. That's a great question, by the way. It depends how close they are to the ACs.
Okay.
Right, so AC1, not a big deal. Like, honestly, you could have like 500 stone and you could probably place your building anywhere. Now, I think at the outside ring, the farthest you can get away is 20k, I believe, from the AC1 with buildings. So the outside ring maybe costs like 1,000 stone, like if you're doing the ring model. But if you're doing the big old cluster, which you guys did the ring, right? You're probably doing the ring again?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then
a different version.
Yeah, something. But basically as far out as you can get, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then the outside ring will cost you maybe 1,000 stone for those buildings.
Okay, sweet.
So that's not bad. But personal, every time you move any building though, as the R4 or R5, it will always cost you the same amount, and it's like 1,000 to 2,000. I can't remember what it is. So that's why it's more important and more beneficial for team members to wait and just get coordinates, right? Because it'll cost your alliance as a whole way less stone. So that's AC1, but then the same goes for AC4 minus, like, it's exponentially doubled, like I don't know, maybe 10 times. So like your first building right next to AC4 will be 1,000 to 2,000 stone. I can't remember exactly. And then if you were doing rings, that's why rings aren't generally like recommended, I would say, for Alliance Center 4, because that outside ring is going to be like 10k to 20k stone.
Oof.
Yeah, it's going to get really. I don't know if those are the numbers because I've never done the rings before, but you get the idea that it's closer. The closer you are to ACs, the cheaper it is. And I think the math works out to be like roughly if you have 10k personal per member, like donate everything but 10k, and then you can place your buildings pretty effectively, I would say.
Sweet. And do you remember also too what the Alliance Center costs were for, like, say, AC1, AC2?
Yes, sir. 1,000 for AC1. AC2, that's a great question. What was AC2? I want to say 100,000. I'm not sure. It could be 100 or 300. I think 100,000 sounds right. And then AC3 was 500, and then AC4 is 800.
Yeah.
So it's roughly like 1.5 or something. 1.5 mil for everything, I want to say, roughly.
Yep.
And then, so 1.5 mil is so if you go into menu, obviously you know this CORCAT, but just for the stream, I want to show this real quick. If you go into menu, if you have like 1.5 donated on that first day, you should be able to drop all 4 Alliance Centers. Actually, oh shit, I was going to say, can we see? Oh, we can see here, CORCAT. 2.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, so 200,000. So it's like 1,000 for AC1, so not a big deal. The AC3, I think they made them cheaper, bro. 400 for AC3, and then, okay, I know for sure that AC4 was definitely.
It was like $1 million.
It was like close to that. I think it was 800 to $1 million. So, oh shit, what is happening? Okay, building. Okay, I want to go. I wish I could scroll down. I think it's. Oh, there we go. Okay. So no, okay. So it was. I don't think they made it cheaper, and maybe I just give you the false data. So 800,000 for AC4.
Okay.
So that was. A little bit cheaper than I thought. So that's 1.2 and a bit.
1.2.
Yeah. So
nice.
In day one, if you have that, then you can drop all 4 ACs, and then if each member has about. Well, it depends if they have the assaults unlocked, which TTT probably won't right at the beginning, but 10k if you don't have all the assaults unlocked, or all the fortresses, I should say, and then 12k if you do, I would say, just to be safe. 12 to 13k if you want to place all fortresses at all 4 ACs too.
Sweet. Yeah, we'll just come up with a bit of strategy, just like the initial tiling and that sort of stuff. So while I'm here, I may as well just share it with you before I dip off and go to bed.
Yeah, let's hear it, brother. I'd love to.
Because that's what we like to do with our interstate relations that we have.
Yes, sir.
So the reason I asked for the costs were a big question I had from the members, especially if we're doing the Mega Hive, is where can we get our tiles? So the level, 1, 2, and 3 tiles straight up, and then obviously people porting in and around the Alliance Center 1 setup. So we were sort of just brainstorming a little bit before, and we came up with an idea that in our Hive setup, we would place our AC1 at the very front of our Hive setup, so about 250 kilometres from where our actual AC1 is going to be. place it there, tile a few tiles, and then recall it, and then place it in the actual spot that it's going to go to, so that when we put get our members to put the buildings around the Alliance Centre, we can send them to that alternate spot and get them to start taking Zone 1 tiles away from the Alliance Centre.
That's awesome.
That is the sweetest thing I've heard in a long time, my brother.
And then also the same thing, so obviously then doing the same with AC2, but doing on the opposite side of the map. So essentially you're doing two things. You're getting tiles at the front of your hive so that you can sort of counteract with main tiles for that guardianship. And also too, with the Alliance Centre too, you're just putting that on the other side of the state, so you just create double the space that members can tile in and around, so they're not trying to like compete with each other. There's just plenty of space for them. Yeah, and if it's relatively cheap, that's the reason why I was
AC1
asking.
and 2, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, AC3 probably not so much, because obviously it spreads out with the people that do that.
Yeah,
so
you probably wouldn't even need to, because it's not as clustered at AC3 as it is at 1 and 2 for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So just something, that was what we were just talking about
genius,
before. Hence
bro.
why I'm up so late. Just to sort of streamline the AC1 setup, so that there's not a million people around there, and you're not trying to jump over everybody to set everything up. It's sort of a bit more organised.
Dude, that's genius, and you get people into Zone 2 like immediately, right?
Or essentially almost.
Yeah, well, that's so good. So, TTT members, just to riff off that for a second, so I've placed a marker. We're going to do that very thing for the exact same reasons. Maybe not AC2, because everyone, if we go opposite side of the map, I think we have our corner. Just to let everyone know, I love 341, but what an R5 CORCAT of RoG and 343 just strategized with us is more than we've had strategy involved for Reign of Chaos in our whole time in 341. So
Absolutely.
where the fuck are you, 341? Politely. But basically, I think all of 341, except for the 5 alliances that I've been able to contact that are going to join us in our hive, are going to be down in the bottom corner, like where we were first in the first season in that mega hive. So what we will do, we'll be in the top north here with LOV, hopefully. Roni hasn't got back to me, but he probably will do the same, because he did last season. Definitely 1GN, Lenafa, or I can't remember the person's name exactly, but their R5 is going to Mega Hive with us. And then obviously Percy's, he's going to change his academy back to ODC, and he's going to Mega Hive with us. And then Noli, AK3. So we'll have four main ACs in our Mega Hive, and then plus all the academies of all those teams too, hopefully. So we'll have a solid 8 AC ones, and so for that purpose, we'll do the same thing to spread out a little bit. We'll put our AC1 here first. We'll get some tiles placed. It doesn't, like, honestly, it takes like 1 or 2 tiles, and then I can move the AC. So we'll drop a couple tiles, and we'll probably assign E or myself or whoever's right online at reset to do that first, and then we can all start tiling from here. And then basically, what we'll do for tiles around AC1, it'll all be me and ECMF or anyone else that wants to help to get the pattern properly around our AC1, so there's no problem. With the first couple rows will be TTT, just so we can tile block a little bit easier and path towards people in case people get through. And then we'll do it with our farms in little t, capital T. Does that make sense, guys? Everyone following me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And this thing that CORCAT said is going to just be a game changer, simply because I can place the AC here, someone can drop some tiles, even myself can drop some tiles here, and then we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We got to get all the way from 1 to 4 right away, and then you can go into Zone 2 right away. And then anyone that comes online, instead of placing buildings right away, they can just start tiling right away off of our bridges that we've made. And then we won't have this big old mess of buildings being placed improperly, hopefully. Which will save us stone, which we need for the destroyer shout, and just to move our ACs if we need to later in the season. Everyone good with that?
Yes.
Okay, so CORCAT,
Yep.
thank you so much, you beautiful specimen. That's a great,
Awesome. Too
great
easy, man.
strategy. It's great strategy. I love that.
No worries.
That's phenomenal. Yeah.
Too easy. Mate. All right, I'm gonna head off, guys. I'm off to bed. So I'll
Have a good
catch
night,
you
bro.
all another time.
Yes, for sure. Well, just let your team
Good
know,
night.
CORCAT. Your team, just let
Yeah.
them know, that, and anyone in 343 for that matter. Just let them know every night starting reset, half hour after reset. We're going to be doing QA live streams for 5 days in a row, starting at the next reset. So whatever that
Okay.
day is for you. So in 8 hours from now, basically, we'll be doing that,
Okay.
and it'll be focused on like, just so you can let you guys know or whatever. It'll be focused on like day 1 might be like attackers, day 2 might be defenders, pathers, and then organization and specialization. Like it'll be 5 different topics for those days straight, just to get that prep nailed.
Sweet. Yep. 100%. I'll definitely I'll share it in our Viber State Rock group as well
Awesome.
for everyone else. Too easy. Not a problem.
Sounds good, brother. Have a good sleep, man.
Awesome. Have a good one. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Later, man.
Cheers.
Later.
Okay, how phenomenal was that?
Oh, like just casually before bed. Let me just like
Let me just
slip in.
blow your mind
Change
for
your
a second.
entire dynamic of war.
Yeah, let me just
Made me so happy.
blow your freaking mind. So yes, that is exactly what we're gonna do at reset. Right at reset, whoever's online with me can help me with this, but we're gonna drop here,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna spread, basically to find level 4 mines. There's one right there. Level 4 mine. Take the level 4 mine, then drop it immediately, please. There's another one there, just so as many people can get to level 4 as fast as possible, and then we can get into zone 5. Shit! Look at this. Wait. Zone 5. I meant zone 2. But what's this? Wait a second. Is this all zone 1? Are you guys seeing the color difference here? Shouldn't that be a different
Yeah,
zone?
like I noticed that before too. There was this like strip of green, but I think
Okay,
because remember during last RoC it became all desert again.
Oh, it'll change. You're right. Okay, so it'll change. So that might not be the exact location, but yeah, you'll see the location. It'll be right on the edge of zone 1 and 2. So we'll get to level 4 in zone 1 as fast as possible. Then we'll just push everyone to zone 2, and that will get us to zone 3 and 4 way faster, don't you think?
Yeah.
We won't have
Yeah.
to tile from our corner all the way to zone 2, which will be so good. That is so great. What a great strategy.
Really happy that nobody else from our state is on. So
Yeah.
we get that.
Yeah, I mean they could do it on their side of the map for sure, but we'll definitely get the jump start on that, which is going to be so good. And like I would love to work with our fellow statesmen. Like I know we're in weird situation with a lot of them, but honestly, like ECMF is the only other leader I think over there in Viber, but they don't want to discuss anything. Is that not an accurate thing? E?
They said that they did, and then that Joe said, "I'll wait to." What do you say? I'll wait to pull your alliance. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Like we weren't important enough. Like he wanted
It's
to
not.
talk to
Yeah, it's not.
other
it's,
people.
It's not working for me that way. We're not waiting. We waited 48 hours, if you guys remember. Right? Last season we waited 48 hours and we got set behind. Well, I mean, we caught up just fine, and then we had to move our AC. So we're like I would love to, but it doesn't seem like anyone's sense of urgency. Right? I sent a message in Viber saying like, hey. We only got 2 days, no real concern for urgency or anything, guys, but RC starts in 2 days. And no one said a thing about that message, and it's been 48 hours now. So, we're willing, honestly, if anyone from our state ever sees this video, like, yes, we are willing to help, but we are, like, our team functions on communication. So please, for the love of God, communicate with us, and we will help.
It seems
Willing to
like
help, not willing to wait.
Exactly. That's a good way of saying
it just seems like they'll push us to the side, like we're not important enough.
Yeah, which is
Or
fine.
whatever.
Which is fine.
And that's yeah.
But if they would communicate to us, we would be okay with that, probably. But they're not even willing to communicate with us because they think we'll be mad or scared. I don't know, okay? It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
But we're doing our stuff, okay? That's the point of this meeting, is to just say, we've got our hive. There's been other alliances that have reached out to me that aren't in the top, like 5 or 10 or 8. Like, where's 1GN nowadays? Oh, I updated my game, so now the ranking's over here. Like, 1GN, their leader's so great. Always been a good ally for sure. Oh, sorry, yeah, I should maybe explain this to anyone that doesn't know. Like, the rankings, like, you can't click on Lord information, find the rankings of your state anymore. So you got to click on the 3 dots, and then you got to click on rankings, and then Alliance Power Ranking.
You can still click on that new page. You can click power, and it takes you to there.
Oh.
Click on this word power.
The word?
No, down here, lower.
Oh, shh. Thank you. Okay, so scratch that. Be smarter than me. Here you go. So basically, yeah.
It's like Alliance recruitment.
Yeah, 1GN. So like I said, so actually we're in a good spot because they're actually a lot higher than I thought. But there's a big gap between 5 and 6, obviously, right, as we can see. And that gap will probably never be closed. So the top 5 were unfortunately not going to work with any of those teams. Maybe OPE, as weird as that sounds. Possibly OPE if Yuki can get back to me, but probably not. So not the top 5, but then we're in with the next 5, basically. So AKE, 1GN, where's Little Rag? These Little Rag, they'll probably change their name or whatever. I don't know what they're going to do exactly. I haven't talked to Percy. He was going to possibly be here. Actually, Kai, can you message Percy?
Sure.
Yeah, thanks. And just let him know we're having this meeting. I wasn't sure if he was going to be on or not. But anyway, we have ODC. So they'll change their name back, ODC, and all their main people came to us, but they'll still have some people that will be in the academy or whatever they want to call that one. And then LOV. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 with us, right? So not a bad little bit. I think that's good. I don't know about you guys, but I like that, right? I like all those teams a little bit. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Let's not continue on with that sentence. I like those teams. They're good. And they'll be basically we'll just do the mega hive. The general idea is, so there's 5 of us. We get the top corner, obviously. And then 1, 2, 3 round that way, and then another 1, 2, so that's 5. And then we fill in with academies from there on. So with that being said, our farm one is not going to get placed right away. It's going to be a while, so you won't be able to tile on your farms unless you bring them into the main TTT. And so that's what we'll start off for the first point here. Okay, let me check I think there's an hour or 2 left, but I sent a personal message to everyone in R1 Slaughter, just so you're aware. I sent a personal message. Oh, perfect. So these 3 people should be online and responding to my message, and if they go offline, then that's unfortunate for them. But there's the rest of these people have not got back to me yet. 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6. So what we're going to do with these people is we're going to move them. We'll just send them a message and move them to the academy because, you know, communication is important if they're going to be involved in RoC. And we're going to put 9 of our farms in. Okay, and the idea is that they will be able to tile around our AC1 first, and then when they switch back to the farm academy, the farm alliance, then their tiles will switch. Does that make sense? To the farm. And then our farm people can then tile around after that. Does that make sense, guys?
Yep.
So it might take a day to work that out, but that way we won't necessarily have to have our AC1 placed in the farm in order to tile with our farms. Right, we'll kind of circumvent that a little bit by just switching out alliance a few people. And so we already have a few people that might move, like, actually these probably will all stay in the main, these 4. I'll probably put a couple of these fun little castles into the main here. But anyone that has a farm that is willing to, like, be on for that first day or 2, not all day, but intermittently to tile, just go ahead and maybe message me. Where's the best way to message me? In Discord, because then I'll get it for sure. Message me in Discord and just be like, hey, I got a farm. I think Fox already has a farm, right? You have one in Maine?
Yep. Is in the main.
Okay, excellent. So that's good. And Slaughter has control of 2 2 or 3 of those bigger farms of mine, so that's good too. So yeah, basically anyone that wants to do that, just go ahead and let me know, and we'll get you into the main alliance here. Like, we should probably do that right away in the next 8 hours. Okay. So if you're interested in that.
Cool down.
Yeah, we have the cooldown. The moment resets over, we'll have that 24-hour cooldown. So that's why I wanted to get these 9 people out. These 9 people out, potentially, if they don't message me back. And then we'll get 9 of our farms in, just so we can start that tile pattern around where our permanent AC location will be, which will be on top of all these mines. It'll be roughly in this area, and then it'll be the same pattern. Actually, I wanted to bring that to the group. Was there anyone that had seen or thought or strategized a different layout for our honor structures at AC1? Just with this new destroyer shout, if anyone had a moment to think about. I know Noli had some ideas. Unfortunately, she is here. Hello, Noli.
Noli face.
Let me get to the right chat. Oh, by the way, we have a new chat. So we're in RoC General chat, and then we have a new text chat for this one. I just didn't want to clog up the main RoE General chat with this stuff. So Noli, can you hear me, my friend?
Yeah, she's in the general chat.
Okay, if you just hop over to RoC General chat instead of RoE, maybe we should change those names a little bit or something, because it's pretty similar. But RoC, okay, there you are. Perfect, Noli. So yeah, why don't you... this would be so much easier with voice, but yeah, go ahead and just talk to a little bit about what you had thought for kind of a strategy that differs in Season 2 for the buildings and all that. Do you feel comfortable sharing that stuff? Let's see what she says here. While she's typing, has anyone really thought much about how we would combat that destroyer shout a little bit at AC1?
Is there a way to do that?
Well, Noli had an interesting idea. We'll wait for her to share that, but there is some ideas. Just be better than the opponent. No.
Not to suck?
Yeah, basically, don't suck. Starting step 1, don't suck. Step 2, come up with a better plan.
Definitely don't suck.
Okay, so she's got down here. Oh, so for the RoC buildings and farms, I was thinking about using them as tiles to counter shouts. So basically, you know how the tile pattern? Well, we did the tile pattern, right? Where it was like every other one there was a tile, right?
Square looking
yeah,
one.
that big thing. Properly done. And so do that with buildings. Is that correct? Is that your idea there, Noli? Yeah. Okay, so do that with buildings on the farm academy or the whatever the academy, the other main buildings, to guarantee that they can't drop castles in there, or that they can't shout that area, because they can't shout the area that a building is on. Right? They can only shout an area that has tiles, a 5x5 with tiles.
Radically spread the buildings out.
Yeah, instead of like a perfect ring or a perfect cluster, you spread it out like we did with the tiles a little bit, and there'll be gaps, but that'll stop people from being able to drop that destroyer shout 5x5 a little bit closer.
Gives them more points though, because they could just get right up on a building and destroy a single solitary building by itself undefended.
Possibly, but then again, they still would have to path from farther away, if that makes sense.
Oh, wait a minute. If you're doing it on a farm, it wouldn't matter anyways.
Yeah, but the only problem is, I think we talked about, that's why I was thinking academies and farms. Okay, yeah. We did talk about this a little bit, Noli, if you remember. Like, there's a distance, right? Like, the farm buildings will not be able to come close at all to our AC1 of the main alliance. Because there's a distance thing to prevent things like this, I believe, from happening, where you can't just cluster all of your ACs right beside each other and have all the buildings just this mega ring formation, basically. They do this so you can't do that, because it would basically make this destroyer shout useless. But we could possibly do it with some buildings in the main, but I don't know. It's kind of a tricky little thing, but AC1's very cheap to move around the layout, so we could try something. Then if it really sucked ass, we could always switch it up, right?
Hey, WARL.
Yes, Vela, go ahead.
Okay, so there's a distance where you can put your buildings from the AC. So you cannot tile like a very, very big ring in this pattern, even if it's from the Academy or from the Farm Alliance.
Yes, that's exactly what I was.
So you cannot
trying to
do
say.
like a big ring like you can do with tiles.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right, and that's why that strategy won't work perfectly like it would if that wasn't a rule, I guess. But yeah, you can only go so far away from your AC with the buildings, and then the ACs themselves can only be so close. Like I want to say like 40k, 30k, like in between ACs. It's pretty far distance, and then buildings can only be it's farther than that. It might be even like 50k. But we'll find out here at reset because I'll take a look. But the gist of it is that we need to probably do a different formation. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe we just go with the same formation and kind of see how it works, and then we can alter it after. What do you guys feel about that?
I'll send you a picture of. I gotta rewrite it so you can understand my writing, but it's kind of the same as last time, but
okay,
a little bit smaller and more, and not so dependent on like big long lines of castles. So
yes, okay, yes, I love that idea. Well, that'll be definitely something we change. So go ahead and just post that in the RoC general chat so everyone can see it there, if you would.
Okay, one more suggestion.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so how about if we put, as per the layout, in the back of the Alliance Center, we put the buildings that we need for resources.
Yeah.
And on the front where we actually got attacked, like most of the time, we put the buildings that are this defensive...
Fortresses,
what are they called?
Fortresses, yeah.
The Assault Tower and the other one.
Fortress, yeah. The Assault and Guardian fortresses, yeah.
Yeah, because if they get destroyed, we need the resource building to be whole to get more resources to fix them.
Yes, correct.
If the resources building go down, it's going to be harder to get resources to fix them.
Yep, I love that.
Well,
Makes sense?
Yeah.
That's like your first idea of the first AC.
Yeah, if you remember, we did try that, and then second AC, I didn't want to like spend too much time, but I love the idea, and we'll definitely do that again. What we'll do is if anyone missed what Vela was saying there, so basically we'll drop our AC, so say this cluster of mines is AC1. Basically the back side facing where people will probably not come from. But the thing with this idea, okay, let me finish the thought first and then I'll tell you the only problem with it is the destroyer shout, right? But basically we'll put our mines, our coalition base camps, and our frontline workshops on the back side, so facing the corner, because ideally people... Well, no one attacked us from the backside, right? Like Vela said. They all came from the front, and then we'd have our Assault and Guardian. Basically, a lot like other people we fought. Remember? They all had all their fortresses in the front, and then everything was in the back. So it would be more of that model. But the only problem with that for Season 2 is they have that Destroyer Shout, so they literally could drop a Destroyer Shout on the backside and then run through our mines. Or, our less fortified buildings. Does that make sense, Vela?
Yep.
So, but anyway, people might not be using this Destroyer Shout as much as possible, especially if, like, because it's tough, right? Unless they have a bunch of C-25s with T-9s, like, we can probably burn that castle down. Whether that be with dragons, whether that be with just straight troops, like, all porting over there and just slamming the troops over and over and over and over again. Because, like, eventually...
Combine this.
Yeah, well, exactly. Eventually, what happens is, like, with that thing is, like, it becomes very costly. Like, 80 million iron a fucking war is not sustainable, right? No matter if you're
okay,
spending...
combine this idea then with what Noli said. Like, do the corner with the small...
and spread them out a little bit more.
And spread them out a little bit. So the corner will be secure and no one will be able to come from the corner.
Yeah.
It's like put the resource buildings in the back.
Yeah, and
in,
do
let's
that
say
pattern.
2 or 3 rows, and then
checker
spread out the rest.
Yeah, do the checker after.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I love that. Let's combine that. Let's try that. I'm not sure. We won't get right to the corner, but we'll definitely get farther away. For sure. For sure. I like that. Let's go ahead and do that on the backside with the workshops and the coalition. So does everyone understand?
Yep.
Metal, Kai, Fox, all with us still?
I believe
Yeah,
so, but a quick summary wouldn't hurt me, I feel like.
I have one question though.
Hey, let me just summarize this idea first real quick so everyone's on the same page, and then we'll go ahead with you, Metal. So the idea is we'd drop our AC where these mines are. Then the south, so where people are going to be placing rally points and all that stuff without the destroyer shout, just normal rally points in zone 1, is usually coming from the south, right? South or southeast, southwest, right? Never from the north because it's tiled and they can't place it there, right? So we would place our assault fortresses, assault fortress and guardian fortress on that side, because as you level them up, the health gets crazy much bigger than the frontline workshops and coalition base camps. And then the coalition base camps will be on the back side to kind of save them from getting hit too, because Vela brings up a good point of when we need to repair our buildings or take even tiles, right? If they kill our coalition base camps, we can't even take tiles anymore. So this will hopefully prevent that from happening as much. And then also added to combine Noli's idea, hopefully, and Vela's if it's possible. Then we do like a couple rings on the backside, but then checker the rest of those frontline workshops and coalition base camps in a checker pattern, just to push the destroyer shout farther away from AC1. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yes.
I want to say when we opened the additional coalition buildings, though, there weren't many places that were available for me to place them.
The assault
So,
ones, or which ones you mean?
That specialization that we had to open on the second reset.
Oh, the assault and guardian fortress at AC2, 3,
Yeah.
and 4, right?
So
Shoot.
that I'm not sure.
Yeah. So
That's be able to get
okay.
the checker.
Yeah,
The building.
remind me to come back to specialization just so we are all on the same page with that. But let's go to Metal. I think he had a question about this situation. Go ahead, Metal.
No, my question is actually up in front as well. How close can our AC be to another AC?
I don't remember exactly. I want to go with safely 50k. Like, it's pretty far. If you remember how far our... Well, it's not that far, I guess.
Not that far.
But well, the gist of it is the ACs themselves have to be pretty far, but then you can go 20k away in both directions from the ACs, which brings it to like a gap of 20k, right? So maybe it's like 60k per AC, and then like you can bridge the gap a little bit and bring it down to 20 with the buildings, right?
No, because
Okay, Metal, do you remember how our positions were in the first season?
Yeah, it was very
So
close.
that's like the furthest you can go.
Yeah, that is literally the
Like the
furthest.
closest,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
My point is I want them closer.
They
I mean,
can't be
they
any
can't be
closer than they
than what-
were in season 1.
Than last. Okay, they can't be.
Yeah,
any
they were literally at the as close as I could get them. I placed them there, but we'll have a little. They might become a little bit closer, but not much. Just simply because if you remember, there was tiles everywhere over here. That was another pain in the
Yeah,
ass when we
correct.
got up here. We had
Yeah.
to move tiles
closer. When you got
first.
here, they were already tiles.
Yeah, so stuff did get moved out of the way, so it's going to be a lot easier to get this under lock early because we won't have to deal with everyone's tiles that were up here before. So, yeah, great thought, Metal, but yeah, we'll definitely get them as close as possible. But remember, it's not going to be our farm and our academy. It's going to be probably 1 GN, and if Noli's good with it, it'll be like if we zoom out, like we'll be in this corner, and then Noli will be this way, and then Lenatfa. What's 1 GN's leader's name, Noli? I bet you know him. But anyway, they reached out to me, and they're going to be on this side, and then LOV will hopefully be in the middle, or Percy's. So we'll just have that square, and then we'll put the academies outside of the square.
Okay.
Everyone kind of visualize that a little bit. It'll definitely make more sense when I get some markers out.
Yeah, that'll be
One
good.
more thing, don't touch markers.
Yes.
Very important.
Yeah, okay, yes. So let's talk about that because it is very important. So if we go to the markers, so everyone knows they can access the marker by clicking on their little bookmark and then go to Alliance tab. You can see all the markers for the Alliance, okay? So there's only going to be 3 people that are moving these around, possibly a 4th. The number 1 will be me, then Vela, Bibble, and possibly like Green or E. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Simply just so we don't have all the R4s moving them without kind of having the general idea. But just so everyone is aware of what the general idea is, because, you know, full disclosure, there's no hidden secrets here. The top 3, the top ones will be for cleanup. The bottom ones will be for next targets. When we get into like the warring phase. During prep week, there'll be no cleanup. Like all 6 of them will be used to prepare the mega hive. So just pay attention to those. But during this season, during wars and stuff, the top 3 will be used for cleanup. The bottom 3 will be used for next target. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
So typically how it will go is we'll have a war. I will use the bottom 3 to prep for that war, typically, or Green or one of our attacking captains. They'll have free reign over those bottom 3. And then after the war, when we get an idea where the purples are and where they place another sneaky rally point, then I will go ahead and drop the 3 for cleanup, the top 3. And then Vela and Bibble will take over and they can move them as they see fit, right? Whenever they need to move those cleanup ones, they can move them to where it's needed. And then we'll coordinate that way. And if anyone ever has questions, just definitely reach out to me, Vela, anyone that can move the markers, reach out and just be like, oh, hey, I saw a spot over here. Maybe we should get this, right? Because we're not going to see everything, right? There's many times people pinged a spot in AC and I was like, oh, shit, I never even saw that. And then I moved a marker there. So definitely just keep your eyes open even if you're not a person moving the markers, right? But this will just hopefully help us from... There's a couple times when I had a couple targets laid out and then the markers got moved, and it's totally fine, no issue. Because another thing too, Vela, which is very important, just go ahead and mark it yourself in your personal markers too, in case randomly the marker gets moved. And then you'll have an idea of where it was supposed to be. And also sometimes, after one of the updates, I couldn't place markers for like 3 days. So that was a pain in the ass. So it's definitely good to use your Alliance bookmarks, or your personal bookmarks, just in case if you're, you know, planning out a strategy somewhere. Okay, any questions yet? Or should we move on?
Nope.
Yep, all good.
Okay, awesome. Great thoughts there, Vela. Thanks so much for that. And so let's talk, what should we talk about next? So everyone's got the general pattern. We're good to go. Come reset whoever's online. And like I said, it's just the same as first season. Just whenever you can be online. No stress, no anything. We'll talk about this. So Slaughter's in charge of like the organization and the admin of RoC, which is a lot of work. So thank you so much, Slaughter, for that. R3s will be typically, sadly, we can only have 30 there, which is such bullshit. Maybe we should talk to the devs about that. Anyway. S2, so war, as you can see, will always be there. So as people like get back to us, so the protocol will be this: if you can't make a war and you're usually on for war, like you're in R3, please just message Slaughter or myself and be like, hey, I'm not going to be on for the next war, sorry, I got busy with work, family, whatever. And then we can drop you out and put someone else in, just so we have a general idea each war. Whatever this number is what we'll have at war. Does that make sense, guys?
Yep.
Just a
Yes.
couple minutes to communicate when you pop on, right? Not too big of an ask there, I don't think. And then everyone else obviously is cleaners, right? Whenever you can pop on, check the markers. So a cleaner's job is literally, oh, I opened up my game, do my stuff inside my castle, whatever. The moment I'm going to move my legions, click on Alliance markers, find the ones that say clean up now or whatever Vela's going to say. Clean next is what I usually typically use. Clean next, please. So it'll be something about cleanup. Just go ahead and click on that. Port your castle over there if you need to port, and go ahead and clean. Right, that's what the cleaners will do, and that's what we will do also as the warring people when our stamina is recovered, right? But ideally it will go like this, and it worked out very well. So it worked out very well in the sense that we got rid of most of the purples pretty much after every war, in the sense that our war people fought, burned their stamina, and some of the defenders actually didn't even burn all their stamina, so they were able to clean. They were the first wave of cleaners, and then our cleaners came on within the next 8 hours sometime, depending on time zones, and they cleaned the rest of the purples, and then by the time I woke up the next day, there was basically no purples ever. So in a span of 8 to 12 hours, we cleaned every purple from every war, except for that one kind of battle we had with that one team.
From the entire state.
Yeah, exactly. Right, so if
Which
this is
other
why I
people didn't
wished
clean.
other people were here, and Noli's here, and her team is phenomenal, so we don't have to worry about that. Noli's team will clean after their stuff always, and then we'll be helping our other people in our hive first. Will be the protocol for that. Once we've cleaned our war, then we'll be helping 1GN and AK3 and ODC probably won't war, and I don't think LOV is going to war. But if they do, we'll be helping our hive, and then we can help the state. But we got to think about our resources first, right? Yeah, go ahead, Slaughter.
I think the reason why Noli's team is so good about cleaning tiles is because every single castle in that alliance is hers. And she just does it all day long.
You know, like, it might be up at 50%. She was, like, going ham on the farm. She might have 50% of the members. She has her castles, potentially. But, yeah, no, they got lots of good people over there. A little bit of smaller lines, obviously, but they did a great job of cleaning, typically. Right, Noli, you guys were on top of that.
So will we be doing something with the other AC units with them as well?
So typically, yes. It's not as big of a deal. It's not as big of a big deal. Shit, I can't speak. Yeah. Oh, did someone just say the colors changed? Oh no, whoa, look at this though. Who said something about colors? Sorry, what has the same color now? I missed it. They all look green? Oh, all zones look green. Is that what we're saying? Oh, you're right. Or wait, is that true? What are you talking about, Noli? What are you talking
The
about?
markers. You're talking about the markers.
Wait, the markers?
Check the marker. It's not a red marker. It's a green marker with the red.
I would have never known that. I go with the symbol because yeah, good luck explaining that to me. But thank you for telling me that. But I see nothing. I see 2 red swords. That's what I see. I don't care about the color behind. But yeah, that's good. So I guess we'll just have to go on the symbols. Yeah, perfect. Thanks so much, guys, for explaining that to me. My slow, colorblind, missing things in my eyeballs. Okay. Anyway, so we're talking about AC2s, right? Right, Fox? Like AC2s, yeah. AC3s. So ideally, yes. What we'll do is we're just gonna mega hive all the way down.
Perfect.
Because that'll be most effective, right? Because like, yeah. And even like, we won't even take. Yeah, go ahead.
With that setup, I think AC1 will be impenetrable. So like, if we did something really cool with our AC2.
Yeah. So that marker is actually for AC2. Yeah. We'll put AC1 there, but then our AC2 will go there right afterwards. Or will it go there? I don't think it'll go there. Yeah. These colors are fucking with my brain right now. Because this is usually desert. This is usually desert, and it's whatever the fuck it is right now. It's messing with my mind. But basically, our AC2 will go on the border of Zone 2-3. Our AC3 will go on 3-4, and then our AC4 will go on 4 mud, or 4 throne, whatever you want to call it, right? And so,
are we doing a hive as well with the other alliances, like we're doing for AC1?
Yes, so that's what Fox is talking about. And yes, as long as the other alliances want to do with it, like, totally good. Because it's very effective, right? It'll spread that distance out a little bit more. Because eventually, well, with the Destroyer Shout, it changes up the dynamic. But eventually, like, no one was looking at AC1 ever, right? They were pathing to our AC2 or 3 or 4. And so if we had a little bit of a mega hive, yeah,
if we were looking at AC1, it was because of the holes in the rings that left it vulnerable. So, like, and any time that we did get defeated in war, it was because other tiles left by other alliances around our AC2 that left us vulnerable.
Right.
And it was like, if we had something similar to AC1 for defense, I think that would be prime.
Yeah, it'll definitely be good. But go ahead, Kai.
I can post some notes that Beb sent in the defense channel, just on like maybe his ideas for what to do around the other ACs as well.
Okay, can
So
you,
you can check that out, Calvin.
is it okay to post it here in the general chat so everyone can see real quick, or no?
Yeah, I totally don't mind. I totally don't mind at
Okay.
all. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, go ahead and post it in the general chat, and then we can just kind of look at that when we get a moment. But,
It's very
Okay, suggestion for AC2.
yep, go ahead.
Okay, so first ring and second to be the resource buildings, then to be are we going to leave a gap for castles as well?
Yeah,
To have a defense team that will going to defend AC2,
yeah,
and then like the next ring around the castles will be for assault fortress and the other building that I forgot the name.
Guardian for
Guardian.
Yeah. So like we will do a defense for AC2, something similar to AC1
yeah,
with castles within the rings, right?
correct. Yeah, very, very similar, yeah.
Okay. So then it will be like the resource building will be in the middle, like
Yeah,
very
yeah,
close
first
to
couple-
the AC2,
couple
and then
rings,
we'll
yeah.
have a space for a few castles that will defend. As I think from the previous wars, the AC2 was like let's say the favorite target
Yeah, for
because we
sure.
cannot get to our AC1.
Correct, yeah. It's the
And
next
then like
closest,
we
yeah.
will surround it with the assault fortress and for the love of crap, sorry, I keep forgetting the name of the
Yeah,
building.
Guardian Assault, yeah. Just you can call it
Yes,
the
I'm going
fortresses.
to remember it if you send it the third time to me.
You can just call them fortresses. Yeah, they're good.
Okay, the fortresses, and then we'll do what I saw that we were missing is tiles around AC2.
100%, yes.
So like tiles, like a checker, maybe we'll do the same pattern, but around AC2 as well.
Yeah. So if you take a moment just to like read over this thing that this is from Bibble, yeah, from Bibble, just on his thoughts on defense, it's very similar to what Green shared. Is Green here today? No, he's sleeping. So what Green shared was the same thing. Like we would do, like all the ACs would look pretty much the same, minus like moving buildings around slightly different, but basically the same with tiles, right? Too. Like instead of only having 20 of our tiles at AC1 like we did, we probably won't have any at AC1 because that'll be mainly farms. But then we'll start that idea at AC2, where each of us will have 20 tiles to checker out or do this pattern, whatever pattern we decide on doing, with the main, just so we can have tiles to garrison and all that jazz when it comes to war. And then it will spread them out a little bit further, right? And we can contact them a little bit faster. And they can port, and more importantly, they can't port castles next to buildings. Like that was the biggest struggle, right? If you remember the RoG war, like they started porting castles right beside our buildings at AC3, which is basically in the same spot as AC2 on the north side. So that was really rough. So we'll basically spread out those tiles like Vela and what Bibble's saying here and what Green was mentioning. Spread out those tiles at AC 2 and 3. 4, it's not a big deal, but definitely 2 and 3. Just to make it easier for our defenders to react, right? If anyone does break through, then we have like 20, 30, 40k, whatever it is that we can spread out to in kind of a 360 kind of a round. To stop these people that break through our defense for whatever reason, right?
Right.
Just to confirm as well around our AC1, like our main castles will still have tiles around those buildings.
Yes, like only not very far out though.
Not very many though, but just like a few. Okay.
Yeah, just a few for the fact of okay,
Just protection
there's a
and
couple ideas
defense.
here that need to be addressed. Yeah, so yes,
Okay,
for protection.
how about if we
obviously.
use your idea as well here? The idea that we are going to put the Alliance Center of either the farm or the academy tile around, then remove it and put our AC2 there.
Yeah, the only problem with that is we want to drop all the ACs right away on day 1, and we won't be able to get to here to tile right away. Does that make sense, Bella?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like we won't be high enough in our coalition base camps and all that on day 1. So it probably won't work the same way. That's why AC1, that's why that idea from CORCAT is such money, because we can literally do that. You can take up to level 4 tiles without even placing a coalition base camp, or level 3. I can't remember exactly. But you don't really need a coalition base camp until, actually, we could probably, no, it doesn't tell us yet. I was gonna say it'll give us the loyalty, but
I'm pretty sure
it's like
4 or
3
5.
or 4, right? It's somewhere. Yeah, I think you can take every tile in Zone 1 without any buildings. So that's why this idea is super money.
Yeah.
And then a level 5 requires a coalition base camp to be at like level 4 or something. I don't know the exact, but you know what I mean. It requires it to be on the map at least. But at that point, by the time we get up there, we should have all 4 placed. That's 400 loyalty before we even upgrade and before we have any military supplies to upgrade. Just day 1, go, bang, right? Within the first hours of day 1. Like, we should be into zone. This is disgusting that he thought of this genius idea that their state works together. Because we can be in zone 3 on day 3, probably, with this strategy, instead of by the end of the week, right?
I love it.
And we can
I
be
don't
in
want to share
zone...
the secret with
We
anybody.
can be in zone 4, potentially, like before the first war, which would be disgusting, right?
I think it's great.
It
And
would be
then
so good.
Give everybody the middle finger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, most importantly, that's the reason why. Not to win, but just to flip everyone off.
Yeah.
I mean, you can imagine you're just like.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to edit that out either.
Oh yeah, no.
never.
This is pure raw. No, that's genius. I love that. I just wanted to welcome Run here. I saw he popped in. Hey, Run, how you doing, brother?
Well, I'm good.
Hey, man.
Just listening in.
Awesome. I miss talking with you like every other day from RoC, so I'm excited to have you back in.
I'm good.
You ready for season 2, brother?
I think so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Don't do it, man. It's a trap.
Yeah.
I see you hustling, and I see your castle getting bigger and stronger, so I'm sure you'll be a huge asset as always. Yeah, so any ideas,
Yeah.
just feel free to unmute yourself and share, man.
Will do.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you being here. Okay. So basically, where were we at in that discussion? Oh, Zone 2 ACs. So yeah, we'll do our best, but obviously Zone 1 will be our main focus for the first couple of days. Zone 1, AC1. Because we don't want to drag our feet too long with AC1 so that, like, we don't set the other people behind in our Mega Hive. That was the most annoying fucking shit from Season 1, was that we were just set behind 48 hours and basically no one gave a shit about it. And it's annoying, so we don't want to do that to our fellow states people that are willing to help us out in this Mega Hive. So we'll get on top of that right away. We'll get our AC placed so that they can play their ACs right away with coordinates, and everyone can start tiling within a couple hours, not a couple days, right? All alliances.
Yeah.
And then this idea will get us all, and yeah, honestly, I would encourage anyone else that's like shooting for Zone 4 right away to do the same. But yeah, we'll get into Zone 2, and then these 2 and 3, I'm going to place them on the borders. We can always move them a little bit. 4 will not want to move too much, but we won't really have to, I don't believe. But the idea will be, let's talk about building placement, because that's kind of the subject right now we're on. So what I want to do is, please no one place any buildings without direction from myself or from ECMF. Is that okay for everyone?
I'm going to have you do it with me like last time.
Yeah, we're going to do it all on Discord. Nothing will be done through Alliance chat except for pinging when I'm talking to someone personally on Discord, simply because, yeah, it will require someone to devote a couple more minutes than just coming to AC and dropping their buildings and then piecing out. But I'm sorry, we need to get this shit on lock because we can't be wasting so much stone. Like, we probably wasted 2 million stone, I kid you not, for me moving buildings at all the ACs.
Are you guys still there?
Can't hear anybody else.
Sorry,
Oh.
I'm here.
It just went dead silent, and so I thought I
Yeah.
disconnected.
My
So I was making sure.
my kids are just being wild. Can you guys hear them in the background, or is this noise suppression working?
A little bit,
Okay.
not a lot.
Okay, not a lot, baby girl, just a little bit. Okay, anyway, moving on.
Awkward.
What do we got? So, yes, we were talking about, the building placement. Yes, so E's going to really give me a hand with all that, so she'll be on right at reset. And if you want to get your buildings placed, Just be around reset for like 30 minutes and we'll get those buildings placed. But whenever you pop on in day one after reset, if you like reset's not a good time for you or you got shit going on, no worries. Whenever you pop on, please don't place your buildings. Please. Are we good with that, guys? Just get a hold of me. I will be in Discord basically for 24 hours. At least I might not be awake for the whole 24 hours, but I will be here. So send me a message. It's like, I'm ready to place my buildings. Where would you like them, kind of thing. Just so we don't have to waste too much stone, because if we lose an AC4 and we have fucking wasted a millstone replacing buildings, moving buildings around, that's a real pain in the ass, right? We literally lost a war because of that, right, guys? We lost the Fox literally because we had no stone, because I had to move around all buildings and we couldn't rebuild our AC4.
Which
Thank you, Crow, for that whole mail.
The RoC chat.
Thanks, Sally.
Go ahead. What was that?
For placing the buildings, we're going to be doing that in the RoC War chat.
Yeah, RoC General chat. Sorry.
General.
The War chat will actually be probably removed out of the General and moved to TTT. Oh no, we have it down in TT. Okay, the RoC War chat is literally for anyone on the Discord server to talk about war-related subjects. Starting after prep week, basically. We're going to basically use RoC General chat for prep week, and then everything else will be done in probably RoC War chat in between the wars, and then war will all be done in our private chats for TTT only.
Okay.
Good to me.
And we'll make sure, Kai, we'll just have to make sure we add in people like Noli and any, like, maybe even the R5s of the other alliances, just so that they can be part of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
We just don't want it open to everyone, but anyone we're working with, definitely they can come in anytime.
For sure.
Okay, thanks for that. Good question. So basically the buildings, so ideally we won't have any buildings, you won't place any of your buildings until we get direction, because the AC 2 and 3 and 4, we're not going to do the cluster. Maybe at 4 we might, but 2 and 3 we're going to have to ring, and that's when it gets even more expensive to move buildings. AC 1's not a big deal. AC 2 and 3 to move buildings, it cost me 500,000 stone to rearrange AC 2. That was wild. I couldn't believe how much stone it cost me. Right, and then you guys got to spend stone to repair your buildings, which isn't a great deal, but it's a little bit that maybe we wouldn't have to do if the building was, if we could get it placed initially in the right spot. Right, guys?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll work together on that, and honestly, like, don't be too hard on someone that places their building accidentally. Like, language barrier is going to be, obviously all have to be done inside of the game. Because it's a little bit more difficult. We got to explain to them how to use the translate function in here, and in the game you just click a button, right? So yeah. What else? Any thoughts, questions, concerns so far before I move on?
I'm good so far.
Is that you questioning if you should join TTT with your main castle? The answer is yes, Noli. Anyway, so, and then get Ender over here, and then get all your big castles over here too. Anyway, nothing yet. Okay, let's move on to what's next. Specialization. Should we talk about that for a second, so we're all on the same page there?
Yes.
Okay, so it's very simple. Very simple for the first week or 2 weeks. It's very, very simple. Okay, so I'll just pose a question and help you guys down the journey instead of just talking at you. What is our main priority for prep week?
Building
queues.
Okay.
Or research queues.
Yep, both correct. That is exactly right. So buildings, getting our coalition base camp specifically and our frontline workshop up higher. Okay, so right away I'll say this. If you're a spender, please take the $10 USD, whatever it is in your currency, $10 USD to buy. Let's see if it's here yet. I don't believe it will be here.
Imperial investment.
Yes, Imperial investment. And the reason why, does anyone that has bought that before know why I would ask you to buy that day one?
Has 100,000 stone for first time purchase, and then an additional 1,000 stone every day.
Stone is a big one, but more importantly, the construction materials. actually.
Yeah, the blocks. That's what I meant.
Yeah, the
big
blocks. Yeah, whatever you call them, the stone blocks, whatever you want to call them. But the
Not the bunch of rocks, but the building material.
yeah, the construction materials is what they call them in the game. But those blocks, those basically stone to build the frontline workshops. So basically, after you drop your frontline workshops, you can basically upgrade those to level 10 as fast as possible if you're a spender. You get those to level 10, then just wait at level 10 until you can get to level 12 tiles. Does that make sense for our spenders?
Yep.
Or even anyone that's willing to drop $10. You don't even have to be a spender, but this would be a worthwhile investment for RoC. $10.
It only lasts for 7 days. Though.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
But
you're gonna have to refresh it every week.
you don't have to necessarily refresh it every week. What you do initially, for anyone that's not a spender, buy it once, get your frontline workshops to level 10, and then never buy it again. Because those construction materials, that means everything you burn in your frontline workshops can be material for military supplies only, and you don't have to fight the battle like we do with free to play, where we have to hop back and forth, right, between. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that'll typically be metal, slaughter. That might be all. Maybe fox. Oh, E obviously too.
I'm not a spender.
Yeah. Well, whoever, it's just $10. So honestly, I'm not don't feel any pressure. I won't be doing it. So if you're ever wondering if I did it, I won't be doing it. So you don't have to do it, but it will definitely, if you're looking to get to that level 12 tile faster, it will definitely help you if you drop that $10 day one at reset. Buy it, slam, get your buildings placed the moment you can. Come talk to me or E, whoever it is, and here in Discord. We'll be here in Discord as much as we can for the first 24 hours. And we'll get those buildings placed and then just start burning those frontline workshops up to level 10. Remember, prep week, I don't care about COP at all. Okay? Get your chests when you can, but most importantly, prep week, you can literally abandon COP. Focus on RoC buildings and everything like that. So your build day, yeah, it might be shit, and mine probably will be shit. I was going to maybe go to 22, but I think I'm just going to spend most of my workers for the first week here just to push my coalition or my RoC buildings up to higher levels. Okay? So with that being said, the buildings will obviously be important. And then the other thing was, the queues. You guys mentioned the queues, right? I think that was Fox that mentioned the queues. But that's it. So that is step one. So I'm at level 18. So as long as you're at level 17, 3, 9, 10, so that's 6, 17. So as long as you're at level 17, which is everyone here at level 17 at least, specialization, you know how to check.
Yep.
16 here.
Yep.
Okay.
16.
Okay, perfect. Okay, no worries there, no worries at all. You will open your queue right away anyway, as you get to the next level. But basically, you can open that first queue. So for everyone that doesn't know, if you go into your game, click on the Institute of War. This is how you access this stuff. But at reset, they'll have the Reign of Chaos tab again. Go into specialization, look at your level there. Go into the construction specialization, the blue one, the blue hammer in the middle. We'll be using this one first for the first couple weeks, and then we'll be not using it probably ever again for the rest of the season, potentially. So we're going to open the queues. So left, top, same thing we did. 17 points to open that one, right? So if you're 17 and up, you'll be able to open 2 queues away. Start burning those military supplies. So that's that comes from where, guys? Remind me. That comes from the abandoned farms, the distilleries, and that's it, right?
Quarries.
Quarry. Oh yeah, the marble too. Yeah, that's correct.
Mhm.
Yeah, because the lumber and the iron make construction mats. Okay, so yeah, the quarries, abandoned finds, and distilleries, shabby distilleries. Those 3 will get you to your limited supply. So if you're having to pick between tiles, focus on those 3 types of tiles for the first week as best you can. So you can pump out as many, because you'll have 3 queues day one. Remember, Fox, you didn't even have material, and you opened your queues later. Imagine opening with 3 queues. How disgusting that's going to be. So we really need to focus getting those 3 types of tiles over the rest only. Does that make sense, guys?
Yep.
Yep.
Abandoned farms. So actually I can show you because they're on the map. So it's the abandoned farm. Let's see if I can get that out. So the abandoned farm looks like that. You'll say abandoned farm. And then the non-functioning quarry looks like that. And then the shabby distillery, right here, looks like this one. So those three are the main focus of everyone. You can basically just not grab the other ones. I mean, grab them if you need to and you're passing by maybe, but focus on pathing towards those three types so that you can push the military supplies and push coalition base camps as fast as possible. Because given that, so for anyone, who's our highest level in this chat right now for specialization? What are you at, E and Metal?
I'm 27.
Okay.
I'm like 20.
20? Okay.
I'm 21.
Nice. And Slaughter...
I think I'm like 18.
Okay, Run, what are you at, brother? You were doing great tiling.
I think I'm at like 20, 21. Let me check here.
Okay.
This is the building.
Yeah. Yeah, you could just check in the Institute of War there. But it sounds like roughly Metal is the highest, right? Is that correct, guys?
He's a try-hard.
I'm at 21.
So
Okay,
makes sense.
perfect. But this goes for anyone over 17. So don't really go past that. You don't need 4 queues unlocked. You don't need all 5. That's crazy talk. So don't really go past that third queue being opened, right? So the one you start with one, open the second, open the third. So that's 17 points. Anyone over 17, then immediately go to the right, okay? And go as far to the right, up and down as you possibly can. Just keep going that way, keep going that way, keep going that way. And the reason why is we want to push to level 12 during prep week as fast as possible, and this will help you do that, okay? And then our first reset will be a reset to unlock these buildings, so it'll be a double reset. Reset to unlock these buildings, place those buildings at AC2. So if you haven't looked at this yet, this is our Assault and Guardian fortresses for AC2, 3, and 4. Unlock those buildings with one reset, so slam down them, that'll take 9, 10, 17, 23, 24. So that'll be level 24 is when you'll exact this reset. And then you'll slam that, reset there, and then probably just reset back to the queues and the loyalty, right? So that'll be the 2 free resets if you're free to play. And then after that, anyone that's not free to play will get a few different resets depending on what level. I think level 20, Abdi was kind of filling us in on this, level 20, level 30 possibly. You'll get a few more resets then. And then we'll start looking at the other trees. We'll start looking at maybe increasing specialization levels through honors, through pathing for building, but this will come down to whatever team you're on. Our attackers and defenders might even jump into this tree a little bit to unlock some of these skills. Like Metal can go pretty far, 27. So if Metal is a primary attacker and he unlocks some of these cool attacking skills, yeah, that would be pretty dope. So if you're an attacker or defender, take a look at the combat. Maybe think of some strategies you could be involved in there. If you're more of a path maker or a cleanup, it'll be mostly in the resource specialization tree and the construction tree. Does that make sense, guys?
Yep.
Okay, so everyone's going blue, left, open 3 queues, then right as far as you can, and then when we get to probably zone 4, or maybe right before the first war, we'll pop open the rest of those buildings just to spread out our rings around every AC, if and only you're at level 24, 3, whatever it was, and then we'll pop back into just burning material to get to level 16 or whatever we're at. And yeah, that'll be generally it. We'll go over all this stuff again on one of the days. One of the days will be strictly specialization and some tactics in the combat tree that we haven't talked about yet, some tactics in the resource tree. Just because Season 2 will be using those trees a lot more, because like Fox, I think, figured out, right? Like, you don't need more than 1 queue later on in the season at all.
Yeah, they were like empty. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't even get enough resources. They were going so fast.
Yeah, once you get to level 16 tile also, then you literally don't even need material anymore. Right? So that's why it's so, actually that's a good point to bring up right now. That's why it's so important to push to level 16 tile as fast as possible, because then you can get out of this construction altogether, just about. Yeah, no, actually, yeah. As long as you've unlocked your buildings, you get out of that tree altogether, and then you can dump it all into here by pushing higher specialization levels by upgrading your buildings or pathing. And then we can get into more of these skills, right? There's some pretty dope skills that we can unlock in some of these other trees. Thanks, Pamela. So a lot of cool skills to unlock. But yeah, just it'll be one of the days we go over this next week. So it'll be up on YouTube to kind of review it if you can't make it that night or whatever. All fair? All good?
Yep.
Any questions
Yep.
specifically about specialization?
Nope, all good.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, just take a look if you're an attacker or defender. Maybe map out something that would be cool to get to. Read the skills, see what you think. It takes a lot of points. Season 3, a lot of us will be in this one because, as you can see, it takes a lot of points to get to the end. But Season 2 will mainly be in these two on this side, unless you're a high level, like possibly metal. And I think green's up there. Double G's definitely up there. We have a few people that are high level for their specialization. Okay, what else, guys? What else?
So I guess we can't really look at rankings or anything like that yet, right? It's just not happening yet.
For which?
Like we wouldn't have any idea of who's in our bracket yet or anything like that.
No, that's a good thing to talk about for a second, though. So let's go into that Institute of War. So you're talking about like who we'll be going against for Season 2, right?
Yeah.
Are we in the same bracket because of Gold League?
I'm not sure. This one, I have no idea. Right? And I haven't found anything on the internet to explain to me anything about it. So we'll learn together on this one. But basically, we'll be able to access it there. But go into Institute of War. Put on it. See, these are unavailable. But basically, it'll become available. And what I've read is it's draft style. So a good way to explain this is the same draft style as COP. Clash of Province Warm-up. Okay, here it is. So if you've messed around in here, you can kind of get an idea, but I'll kind of explain what goes on in here. Every week you're drafted into a grouping of other states, right? And so as you can see from the overview, we're in Gold Division, right? So we'll only be against people that are also in Gold Division, and if we go view, we're crushing face. We're doing pretty good. 300's doing pretty well too. But we're heads and tails above everyone else. These last couple probably aren't even trying, honestly. But basically, as you can see, it's drafted. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. This is randomly drafted out of all states in 300 that are in Gold League. Do you see that?
Yes.
Yep.
Now, I don't know exactly what they do for Season 2 of RoC. Because, guys, heads up, never been there before, ever. It's my first time with y'all.
Exciting.
Yeah. But I'll be doing, I've done tons of research already, and I'm excited and prepped for it, and we'll be all learning this kind of minute details together, though. I'm not sure. They do a draft, I believe, but as you saw last time, it was just like 5 above us and 5 below us or something for, like, the states we were fighting, right? We were all, like, within 10 states of each other. So I assume that we're going to be placed in something similar, if not the exact same. I don't know. It would be fun if they moved us away from the exact same states, right? Like if we had a whole new grouping of 10 states so that we wouldn't have to fight the like crazy powerhouses like KA and AOW, right? That we could meet new people, new states, and find out some new information, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'd like that.
With that being said, I don't believe that's going to happen. But it might. So we'll find out that together, but if you remember, for prep week, the only way that you get points is by tiling. Right? Tiling. So please, for the first week, like I said, even on Hero Day, scratch Marauders, scratch everything. Use all of your stamina to tile. It is the most important thing for our team for the next week. All stamina. What we could do is 1 giant a day as a team, like 1 level 20 giant and 1 white king. they'll be back on the board, I believe. So one of those each, kind of make sure you get your daily for those, and then all the rest of the stamina, this goes strictly to tiling, right? And that'll push us in the rankings, right? Because, like, it doesn't matter where we end up for Start of War, but it would be nice to be near the top, right? We were pretty high up. Weren't we? I don't remember where we started last season. Do you guys? Like 15, maybe? 10? I don't remember.
No, weren't we like 32 or something? And we worked our way up.
Oh.
Yeah, we went from 32nd to like 10th.
Okay. Well, there you go, guys.
Isn't that what you told us? Yeah.
No, I don't know. I was talking about whenever I've said that number, 30 something to top 10, that was for our state. Like that was for NAP stuff.
I think we were pretty high up there because I think you were wanting us top 20 and we were always like in.
Yeah, I want to say we started near like top 20, right? Like maybe not like top 10, but definitely in top 20. But it doesn't matter. Regardless, is with this new strategy that CORCAT gave us, I believe we can push to a high spot. Now that being said, it doesn't matter where you start the season, right? Because you're just pulling points off of everyone, no matter what. It's okay to start in 30th, really. Like, it doesn't matter at all. Like, RoG's journey, they were, like, in the top 10, then they dropped to, like, 39th or something crazy, and then they came back up into near the top 10, like, top 15, right? So, like, you can go up and down crazy amounts, right? Because you're peeling 20% of the person you beat's points. You take 20% of their points off of them every time you beat them, right? So, for Season 2, we probably will only fight above us. Like, if you remember Season 1, we fought below us for most of the season, so we didn't climb too fast. I would like, if you guys are open to it, I would like to just go ham the whole season. Fight the big boys all the time, as much as we can.
Whatever.
Right? Just so we can see, like, there's no point, there's no reason to not, because ultimately if we end up down at 30th because we fought the big boys, well, we can climb back up before the end of the season, right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. We'll try and go for the biggest, we'll try and declare on the person with the most points every single time, so that we can peel off, if we happen to win, we can peel off the most points every single time, because if you didn't notice, there becomes a very big gap from the top 10 to the bottom, like the next 10. Like, Ka had like 4 million points or something, and we had like 500,000, right? It's because, like, you're peeling off of big teams the whole time, and you're just making that gap larger and larger. And that's the idea. The strategy of staying in the top 5 the whole season is you become, like, unkillable or untake-outable. You might lose a war, but you're not going to drop out of the top 5 because you're so far ahead of everyone else in points. Potentially. So that's kind of the strategy as far as declaration and where we're shooting for things. It doesn't matter. But just push your tiles as fast as possible. If we can get to level 12s, and I think we can with this CORCAT strategy, we can get to level 12s before the first war. That would be phenomenal, because after the first war, then we can start just pathing straight to people's zone 4, right? And then second war, we could potentially hit an AC4. Wouldn't that be disgusting?
Launch us into the top.
Well, just forget this whole destroyer shout, because remember this too, the destroyer shout is AC1 only. Well, not only, but it allows you to place a rally point, which you can only place in zone 1. So, say someone places and we can't stop them getting this destroyer shout down, our defenders hold them off, blah 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 blah. They stop them, they take a bunch of buildings, but they don't take the AC. Well, if on attack side we take their AC4, or at least a bunch of buildings at AC4, well, buildings at AC4 are like 10 times the value of points, remember, of AC1?
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally, they have to take like 10 buildings at AC1 compared to 1 building at AC4. So if we can push to level 12 and get into zone 4, like, early on in the season, we might just be able to make people not even waste their time with the destroyer shout, which would be good, because, like, an alliance like Ka is going to definitely have T9s in this season, right? And we will not. We do have a C25, which is exciting.
They're T8 only.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they will, but they're closer than all of us to T9s, basically. Because You have to be C25 to get T9s. But the gist of it is this. Yeah, it'll be tough with the Destroyer shout, but if we can push and make people focus on their AC4 instead of our AC1, it's all about like manipulating their castles into our favor, moving their castles to where we want them instead of where they want them, right? Because think about that streak of 3 wars we won in a row. When no one came to our state to attack us, they only defended, and we still beat them. Remember those wars? It was disgusting.
Yeah.
They literally were we were just spoon feeding them. Wherever we wanted them to go, they went. They had no strategy, but they just fell into our strategy. And like that, maybe they may not like to hear that, but honestly, they should have attacked, because we didn't really even have to use a single castle to defend, and that's not a good strategy in my opinion. Okay, obviously do whatever you want, but in my opinion, you need to spread out attack and defense at the same time so that they have to do the same, right?
Yeah, that was like SNY.
SNY.
Like, we hit them
Yep.
like back, and I think they were just trying to like save Stone because they knew we were gonna get them.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Any questions there, or everyone kind of get the gist of what the everyone feeling confident, feeling like that we have a plan, and
Yeah, I feel eager to get reset. Like,
yeah, me too. I just want to go. I want to do this.
I'm ready. Like at this point, and I feel like at least we are like at least even 2 days notice. We're not just like, oh, okay, guess we're in it. And I feel like, considering the advantage we have, going it alone with like Millie's group and everybody else is going to be monumental, and I think it'll like add a lot of confidence to our gameplay too.
100%. I agree. Go ahead.
Okay, so all of the hives that we are grouping with, they're having war at the same time, or different time?
No, they're all different time except for possibly LOV. LOV is the same time, potentially.
Okay.
Awesome. That'll be
And if they're in war while basically I'm in a different time zone than you guys.
Correct.
So while we're cleaning, if they happen to be in war, are we going to assist them or just leave them on their own?
Nope. So that's a great question. That's a really good question, because sometimes even people that do the wars wake up at like 3 a.m. our time, right, Kai?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm there oftentimes too. So
yeah.
so anyone.
No, because I think it happened like Fox. I think if you remember, it was either our farm or our academy. I think the farm was in a war, so
Yeah.
all of us that were online from the main, we actually assisted them, like
Yep.
cleaned the tiles from the attackers.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. So basically, this is kind of the standard protocol with that, I guess. Just so everyone's on the same page, we'll make it very easy. Step 1, we fight our war at reset. Step 2, we clean our purples. Step 3, hopefully we've cleaned all our purples in the first 8 hours. And the next group of people, like AK3, who else do we got? Is that it? Who else do we have? No, AK3, right? That's it. Oh no, 1GN. 1GN. AK3 and 1GN, they fight war at reset +8. So by the time that Vela's crew and the cleanup gets online, hopefully all the purples are gone. If not, then their main priority is purples, and then they can assist, for sure. But we don't want to leave purples. We don't want to burn our stamina. Like, the best way to say this is we need to help ourselves, because if we're not in the right good spot ourselves, we can't fucking help anyone else. Don't you agree?
No, I'm just saying, not with our main castles, but we are going to have our alliances, like farm and academy around them.
Yeah.
So we can jump over to our farms and just clean a bunch of tiles around them.
Oh yeah.
To kind of
totally.
block their way for the attackers to come to their alliance center.
Yes, 100%. Whatever you want to do with your farms, just remember, like, time is the thing I'm talking about here. Like, don't take your time to help someone else until our shit is unlocked in TTT. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay.
But I'm asking if we can just help the others.
Oh, 100%.
If our
You can
shit
help
is done.
anyone. You can help anyone. You can help RA, like Rag, Hell, Phil, you can help anyone in our entire state. And that's the thing is, I think, what we're hopefully trying to explain to our people in the state, and ECF did a great job. Like, we're here to do what you guys want. But, guys, it starts in 4 hours. I don't know how to explain this much simpler without getting upset. It starts in 4 hours. No one has told me fuck all where they want TTT's main alliance. Center 1.
Yeah.
I cannot wait anymore. I do not want to be set back 48 hours. I don't want it to happen. And it looks like it's happening again. So we will just take, like, ownership. Control, ownership. We're doing it ourselves. Full control of our situation. Full ownership of our issues.
We're out of the top 10, five of us are all together in the same thing. So do you
Yes,
think
correct.
it will make much of difference if the other 5 are not coordinated?
I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking, and frankly, I don't care.
There are 4 corners of the map.
Yeah, I mean, ideally,
five
if
hives.
the top 10 was all together, it would make a huge difference. Like, no,
Yeah.
like, it would all be awesome. And that's what I think Elvis was going for, right? Can you share that picture just so everyone's on the same page in our RoC general chat
Yeah.
there? Share that picture again.
Yeah.
He was, like, he wanted to get the top 10 alliances. Everyone doing RoC Season 2, he wanted to get in this mega
Yeah,
hive.
and he sent that picture.
Like, a long,
long
time
time
ago.
ago.
Well, Season 1 was still happening, I think.
Yeah, it was still it was
Tally
Tally
week,
Week,
yeah.
I think, like
Yep.
the first day of it. But nobody talked about it for a long time, and then all of a sudden, Joe said, "Hey, let's get over
Yeah.
our past grievances and let's do this and let's all be happy." And I said I can represent TTT, and he said, and Yuki asked me if I could message him in the game, and I did, and he said thanks, and he'll get a hold of me. Nothing.
Yeah, so we're here, anyone from our state, like I said before, we're here to help and work together. Let us know, please, or we cannot help you. And you can't help us effectively. But so, anyway, it doesn't matter. Basically, we got our stuff on lock, right, guys? We're good?
Yep. Bon appetit.
Yeah, as you can tell, I'm already getting hungry because I'm already eating. But any other questions, comments, concerns before we kind of will reconvene if you're around? If not, obviously, Bella, do not wake up at reset. If you're around at reset, I'll be on with E, and we'll start slamming this plan together as best we can.
Okay, I'll be around 3, maybe 4 hours after reset.
Okay, I might be awake still potentially.
I will be going 3 or 4 hours after reset.
We might try and grab one more person to join this like building placement team. Maybe you, Bella, potentially. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes because we do need someone.
No, it's.
So that me and oh yeah, no, you're going to work. That wouldn't work for you. No, you're going to work.
I
at that
have
time.
Well-
I have meetings tomorrow, so no worry.
Yeah.
No.
Oh. Well, just message either one of us when you have time, and we'll see what happens.
Yep, that's right. One of us
Ask
might be awake.
if Green can do it.
Oh, true. Green is awake at
Oh,
that
yeah.
time. That's a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
idea.
like. And I think he has like a day or two to his day off, so he can help out with that.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Yeah, that's a good call. Thank you so much, fella. We'll do that. We'll get him
No worries.
involved in this, and then we can cover all the time zones, hopefully. Awesome. You guys are great. Thanks so much. Always super proud and excited to be working with you guys and having some fun together.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like going quiet.
Yeah.
That was so good. I feel like I feel more comfortable now, and I'll see y'all at reset for sure.
Awesome. Thanks so
Okay,
much, Kai.
and please, if you're doing another meeting like this, to be on a not 3 a.m. for me.
Yeah, I mean, we'll do our best. We'll typically have these kind of like leadership council meetings, whatever, planning sessions around my like noon time, which is like 2 hours prior to this when we started. So whatever time that is for you, Bella, like 2 hours
Oh,
before
that's cool.
now, which is I think your nighttime, right? And Metal's nighttime, and
Yep.
He's 9 hours ahead.
right. So that'll be a little bit easier for you guys, and it catches the Australians potentially if they are awake. I think noon my time is like the closest we can get to every time zone being online potentially at the same time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Fine by me.
Yeah, and we'll hopefully we'll put. I'm sure Kai took some notes or something, but we'll get a lot of this information out somewhere, whether it's in Discord or whether it's in an all mail. We'll try and get it out there. Just
Okay, first
yeah.
first order of business after this is to send an all email for everyone to just ESET to hold on for the RoC donation to be right at reset, not to do anything prior to that. Because yes, I think E also saw that there are some people that are still donating stones after we told them not to do it.
Yeah, there was.
Well, and we need to find the person that Percy's talking about that has good English, so we can
I think
make sure
that's
that
a good question. Okay, so let me repost. He put his the person. Sorry, I'm not sure if it's a man or a woman, but he put the person's name in a private message to me. So if we can all look for this person, I think their English name is Dennis. I want to say or something.
Oh,
with a D.
Darren.
Darren, possibly Darren. I did see that. Oh no, David. Sorry, it's David Lee.
Oh.
Is his English name. And he might have switched it already because Percy said he'll probably switch it just so we can identify him easier. But
Yeah, there's only one that has an English name.
okay,
so
so
far.
I'll see if we can't. Anyone that wants to find this person, where am I in the right chat? RoC General. So this is, if you can copy and paste that or just look at that into the game, that is kind of the name we're looking for. That person's name is David Lee in English. And they speak pretty good English, Percy says. I think better than him, he's what he told me. So, but basically, with all of our Taiwanese people, they'll mostly be cleaners. Percy said there'll probably be like 3 castles that we can use for war. Himself, his wife, who is the C-25, I believe, and then another one of Percy's farms. So for war, we probably won't have any of, even David probably won't be online, right? Because it's literally the middle of their work day, I think, in Taiwan. So, yeah, like...
So it's up to me again?
Yeah, basically. If you want, honestly, it doesn't matter too much. If they're donating stone, it's not like it's going to waste. Like, if if they clean all season, they will be getting their 10k points. It's just about their 10k points, right?
I was
No,
talking
but
about.
I think you
placing
and me
the
had this
building.
conversation for season 1. Like, if you put a marker and just put clean here, it doesn't matter like which language you're talking about. You just follow the marker.
Yes, and so that's hopefully between me and you, we can coordinate that a little bit better right from the start of the season, Bella, and then Bibble also, whenever he's on, he can help us with that. And then, yeah, basically, yeah, like everyone can understand, like, clean here. Like, everyone gets that, right? They can figure that one out, and then they can at least see that there's purples there and that they should do something. Whether it's clean, they should click on them and occupy them.
Oh, I'll do to that extent to like translate it for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a problem.
Totally, yeah, do whatever. That we appreciate.
Yeah, I
all your
put
help.
like an English, Russian, and Taiwanese clean, and
Yeah.
they'll know.
Yeah, and then we'll just know that those 3 markers are always cleaning markers anyway, so. Yep. No, that's fantastic. Good points. Yeah, we'll do our best with, obviously, like, as you saw last season, there was a little bit trouble with the Russian language barrier, and Taiwanese is also a terrible translation in the game, too. So those 2 languages, we'll do our best, but we do have Gur, right? Gur is a great translator for the Russians, and then also interpreter, that's the word, interpreter for the Russian side.
Okay, I found your castle, David.
Right, perfect.
Do you want me to pin it in the...
Sure, you can go ahead and do that. That'd be
Pasting?
great. So then Percy or possibly David will be kind of our main liaison translator for the Taiwanese,
Okay.
and then the rest of us basically speak English, I think, for the most part. There might be a couple other
Okay.
languages in there, but yeah. Yeah, that looks very, very much the exact same. Nope, that's probably him. That's probably David right there.
Yeah.
Nope, that looks good. Yeah, so it'll probably be him. So I don't know if you guys wanted to reach out to him specifically and just see if he
I
does
did
speak
already.
English. Okay, perfect. Yeah, just say hello and welcome to the team or whatever, and see if he doesn't speak English. If we got the right person at least. Yeah, awesome guys. I'm gonna go. You guys are phenomenal. We'll catch you at reset.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Noli, I gotta talk to you for a second, okay?
Warl.
So don't go anywhere. Yeah.
Warl and you guys should probably take naps.
Yeah, I know, right? Dude,
You're
I
gonna be
slept.
up for a while.
Dude, I slept for like a solid. How long, Pam? Okay. I napped for 2 hours, and then after I got off of Discord with you, Slaughter, I slept for like a solid 6 hours. It was so
That's
good.
not allowed, dude. It's like a 4. It's a 4 maximum.
I know, and it was so good and refreshing, and I felt like I feel like my body will work today properly.
Well, it didn't help that it was like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be less cancer cells developing, right? So, there you go. No, awesome, guys.
Awesome,
Thanks so
guys.
much. You guys are great. Thanks for your help, fella.
See you later.
See ya.
Bye.